Well, first of all, guys, the latest numbers are disturbing. They show that Georgia is ranked 9th and South Carolina is ranked 2nd in the number of women who are murdered by men. Now, those rankings and the Ray Rice video are very disturbing to domestic violence prevention advocates. Safe Shelter is a 48-bed domestic violence shelter for women and children. Kathleen Green used Safe Shelter's outreach program. She left her husband after 16 years. Green says he was an alcoholic who abused drugs. She says back in May, he was under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Green says he put her in a chokehold, punched her in the head, and threatened to kill her. She says that was the first and last time he ever hit her. He's now in jail, but she says it's not easy to leave an abusive relationship.
The man who I married, I love very much. The man who was in the back room, who had me holding me and having me in a headlock, I don't know.
This is probably the most important thing. In my 18 years here, no one who was ever actively involved in any of our programs has ever been killed.
And that's why Cheryl Branch of Safe Shelter says it's so important for domestic violence victims to call for help. Now, Branch watched the Rice video and thought it was sickening. She says it's very hard for abused women to leave their abusers because the abusers will make promises and tell victims exactly what they want to hear. Now, Branch says there have been 2 local domestic violence murders this year. The Lauren Smart murder on Wilmington Island in June. She was allegedly beaten to death by her husband, Norman, and 45-year-old Kathleen Sheehan was killed in April on Montgomery Cross Road. Her husband, 50-year-old Daniel Sheehan, has been charged with her murder. Kevin, Jennifer.
All right, Rob Mack on the studio. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Rob.